Nice evening. It's a Thursday evening here, towards the end of May. It's kind of heading into the Memorial Day weekend. But I wanted to show you guys something I've been working on, a couple of things actually, for the garden behind me. And I wanted to kind of share with you guys what I've been working on with a drip irrigation system. Had thought about it, tried to do something like that a few years ago with some soaker hoses, and obviously that got to be pretty expensive and not exactly what I planned it to be. So I wanted to show you kind of what I was working on. I'm about halfway through. Worked on it the other night just to kind of see how it would go, and kind of a couple things that I'm doing that's a little bit different. I thought I'd share it with you. So let me show you what I've got going on. So welcome to one of my projects here at North Mountain Farm this year. You were looking at one of my rain barrels, I think I'll do a separate video on rain barrels, because there's a ton of stuff out there on YouTube and websites about rain barrels. They're really easy, but this happens to be the one I think that turned out the best. It's about a 60-gallon barrel that I got, believe it or not, from an antique store here in town that sells these. That particular one that you're looking at, it was used to ship cucumbers, gherkins. And so, you know, had to wash it out a little bit, but it's really easy. And so this isn't necessarily about the rain barrel. I will show you that later. But here is sort of where we're going to start. This is a kit, and I picked it up at Lowe's. I'm sure you can get them in any large box store. This one happens to be by Mr. Landscaper. Play on words there. And it is specifically for a vegetable garden drip kit, and it is a beginner's kit, so let me say that. It comes with the essentials, and if you have a small to maybe a medium size, this would be all that you would need. However, as you can see, I've had to purchase additional the actual drip line here. It comes in, it's a 1/4 inch line. This comes in a 100-foot roll. This is the second one I've purchased in addition to the roll that comes with the kit. And I've had to purchase a couple of little small pieces of hardware that comes with it. But would highly recommend the kit because it gives you pretty step-by-step instructions. It also has a DVD in there, and pretty much everything you need to get going. I just had to buy some extra stuff because my rows are 40 feet long and I have about 8 rows. So the kit wasn't set up to do that. But I'll just kind of scan down so you can kind of see. And I will zoom in to my rain barrel. This is also something different. I don't have water way out here, obviously. You can kind of tell, here I am at the corner of the garden, excuse the tripod, and the house with the water supply is way up there, about 200 plus feet. So you can kind of tell that it's getting water down here to run a hose, water, all that kind of stuff. Plus I'm on a well, which always makes me nervous in the dry summers here in North Carolina. Am I going to run out of water? So real quickly, I've got a water barrel that I can fill from the water barrel attached to the gutters, and that's a whole nother video, but really simple. Attached to the water barrel, the first thing is a backflow preventer. Keeps the water from backing up because it is low pressure. There's also a pressure adapter that drops it down to 25 psi. Obviously, if you're running off a spigot, that would be important. Off of this rain barrel, my concern is, because I wasn't thinking and I didn't put it up high enough, am I going to have enough pressure to run 8 40-foot rows of this stuff? And then you have a little mesh filter, basically, that filters out the impurities, which is going to be great. You connect that to your half-inch, this is half-inch poly tubing, and you can kind of see I've got it going right here to the garden. You come off of the half-inch poly, you come up with a 1/4 inch, just a plain black solid tube. That's going to run you to your first plant, as you can kind of tell. The kit comes with these great little on and off valves that you can kind of see. It comes with 4 or 5 of those guys. Obviously, if I'm wanting to water my garden, I want it to be on, so I'm not real concerned about that. And then you switch, you know, I have a connector built into that on and off valve, and you switch from that into the 1/4 inch drip line that you saw kind of rolled up there. And then you just walk that down the row all the way to the end, and I'm going to head down there and show you how it's. So here we are into the row, and you can kind of see just real simple terminates. I cut it just a little bit long in case I need it, but they have these guys that they call goof plugs. This is really just a plug that goes in the end of the line, so real easy to do. I would highly recommend it. Really easy to do. Like I said, I'm part of the way through, so I'm going to do a row and just kind of show you as I go. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this and hold the camera at the same time, but as you can see, row of bean plants right here. And the ground's a little wet. We actually had some good rain 2 nights ago and a little bit of shower this morning, so don't like to be in here when it's wet, but I know if I don't get this done, it's going to get really hot and really dry in the next couple of days, so I'm going to go ahead and get it done. Real simple. Here's a row of bean plants, and I'm just going to take this punch tool that's included in the kit, and basically all it is a little handle with a really sharp implement. And wherever you want that line to come out, you simply punch a hole, as you can kind of tell. You take this guy, which is a connector that's included, just a male-to-male, and you're going to pop that right in there. Try to do it with the camera running. Okay, and you'll actually hear it click. I have to hold it, I have to do it, and then you can just kind of tell on the other end I'm going to attach the line, the 1/4-inch drip tube right here, and then when I'm done, I'm just going to simply run it down the length of the plant, and I have a couple little stakes that hold it in place, so I'll show you when I'm done. And so that's all there is to it. You can kind of see the connector right there with the drip line. And I'm just going to lay this drip line right along the edge of my plant so that as it drips, it gets right where it needs to be, right in the roots of the plants. Okay, so got it down. You can kind of tell. Here's one of the little stakes. To the end is a goof plug. And then it is just simply running. I'm going to have it running right along the edge. Every 10 feet or so, I put one of those little stakes. There's another one that just kind of holds the tubing in place, and it's pretty flexible. You can see it's right at the base. I put it right at the edge, so I can still get in here with my hand plow or my tiller and plow these in between my rows. Just on one side, so it doesn't really inhibit the if I need to get in here and hoe or anything. And I can always just pick it up and simply flip it over to the other side. So low light. And I'm zoomed in here, hopefully you can see good view of one of the emitters dripping just like it's supposed to.